Well, good morning, good afternoon, depending which part of the world you're joining us from. I'm joining you in my afternoon. I see people from Europe and all over the world. My name is Michael Faust. For those people who may not know me, it's my great pleasure to have you here today. Whether you know it or not, you weren't here by accident. You were here for a purpose. And my intention over the next 30 minutes or so is to make it very clear that you made a good decision to be here today. Bit of background on me. I've been self-employed now for the last 39 years, and I've been in the home-based business industry for 34 years full-time, working from home. Home's been many places. It's taken me to 4 continents, over a dozen countries, enabled me to travel to more than 70 countries around the world. And I set off with a mission to be able to create income from anywhere in the world. And I've been able to achieve that, where basically with a telephone, an internet connection and a laptop, I can live anywhere in the world. That's not to brag, because it's just the fact that I set out with a clear intention in my 20s to work from home, have time with my children and my family. And I set a clear intention when I found out about the internet to know how to make money online. And when the cryptocurrency blockchain industry came along, I saw that as a solution to have my freedom. I've been an advocate of pursuing personal freedom. I have seen massive evidence that corporate and government and everyone else doesn't have our interests at heart. And if you really want to live your best life and have freedom, you need to take control of that. And today is an opportunity that can allow you to do exactly that, whether that's just putting some money to work to give you a greater sense of freedom, because many people's decisions, moment by moment, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year, are continually dictated by lack of time, lack of resources, and lack of money. I know what it's like to be broke. I know what it's like to doing very well. And as a saying people throw around, that money doesn't make you happy, but not having money makes you miserable. I know that because I've been flat busted broke, and I know how miserable I felt and how actually debilitating it was. So today is an opportunity to not only put your money to work, but potentially be part of an exciting project that can really create some serious income and enable you to have lifestyle choices you never thought possible. I'm the sort of person, I'm always looking for cutting edge technologies that are disrupting. I'm not a technology person. I'm not someone who's trying to be a technology expert. I'm somebody who looks for trends, looks for disruptive, just like Uber disrupted the taxi industry, just like Airbnb, the accommodation industry, Netflix was a disruptor, and so forth. What you're going to see today is another disruptor to a massive industry that has really stayed much the same for a long, long time. And it's being controlled by a very few people and a very lot of wealthy people, and that wealth hasn't been distributed. And yet the fans are mad, passionate fans, and you'll learn more about today. So let's get into it and make a start. We're here to tell you about blockchain sports and Limitless, and that will make a lot more sense very, very soon as we go through this presentation. So we've got a project here that's going to go live in September 1. But the important point for you being here today is you've got a potential first mover ground floor opportunity advantage. I've been very fortunate in my life that I've been at the start of a number of projects, and it's no doubt if you can get in front of the right project with the right trend and an early adopter, just like the internet and mobile phones, you can do very, very well. So you've got an opportunity to position yourself early in front of something that's very, very big. So who is Limitless? Well, I've been part of this Limitless group since late 2020. It's a crowdfund community, just like an actual venture capital company. If you think about Uber, Airbnb, Spotify, Netflix, the rest of it, how did they become success stories? Well, they were once just an idea in somebody's head, but somebody put up the money to allow them to create a business model and test it and put it to market and enable them to become public companies that are multi-billion-dollar world brands. Well, we are the same. We're a group of 240,000 plus people in more than 100 countries that are expanding day by day. And in our last project we've done the last 3 years, which just finished, we raised more than $660 million in contributions for that project that enabled something that completely changed the financial industry. And now we're going to change another industry that's worth over $500 billion. And we've basically going to enable you, if you're not already part of this, to partake in that, to get in early and be an early adopter. We're talking about the sporting industry. I was a former athlete when I was younger, and we know that sports fans in a lot of industries, in a lot of sports, are very fanatical, and there's no more enthusiastic fan than a soccer or football fan. And it's a sport that's basically been, it's a global sport. No matter which country you go to, people love to watch it. But this is not just about football. This is for soccer will be the start, the foundation. But this is something that can roll out to Formula One racing, to basketball, to golf, to tennis, to cricket. The amount of sports, it's endless. So we're creating something that's going to disrupt and actually, as far as democratize and decentralize these huge, big sporting bodies that have dominated these industries. And how are we going to do that? We're going to leverage technology, and there's no greater disruptive technology at the moment than blockchain technology, the same technology that underpins Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, and is now being used by governments, by big corporations, and individuals all around the world. This is not a brand new idea. It's actually been in development for the last 18 months with over $30 million of private investment already into it. So it's got a foundation period where it's laid the path for the future. And now we've got a chance to come in and take full advantage. We're building our own proprietary blockchain. Basically, we're building as far as the super highway to allow all of these projects to be fulfilled and to disrupt this industry, to disrupt the football industry. And we're starting with creating a actual world-class academy. I'm in Brazil. Brazil is a great place in raising talent. And this has got the actual backing of the Brazilian government, the president, the sports minister, football stars. And we're already building our own facility with Olympic-sized pools and football stadiums and school and training academy, as far as a state-of-the-art building that you would see in Europe and what the UK elsewhere. And we've got over 300 technology developers working on this project with over 1,000 staff involved already. Who's the brainchild behind this? Dmitry Saxonov. And he'll be doing an Ask Me Anything session tomorrow. But he's the founder of one of the first fractionalized mining applications in the world. You might have heard of actually Bitcoin mining or mining of other cryptocurrencies. Well, he actually fractionalized that, and he was one of the pioneers of that. It may mean nothing to you, but he's been around this space for more than 8 years, and he understands it very, very well. And he had this vision to disrupt the sport by leveraging this technology that he knew so well. And so our goal is to take blockchain sports and make it an iconic brand around the world. Why? Because it's not an equal playing field for people who are involved in this industry, particularly the people who are the young players coming up. In a lot of the actual developing markets like Latin America, Southeast Asia, Africa, and so forth, where a lot of the talent actually comes from, it's not an equal marketplace. The actual marketplace for developing young talent is very difficult. There's a lack of coaching staff and top level trainers because they get paid more to go to Europe and the USA and to England. And there's not as much, as far as sponsorship available, there's not as much access to technology and healthcare. And so we're basically going to provide all those things and provide technology and the training facilities and infrastructure to allow these up-and-coming athletes to take full advantage. So, for example, allowing fans to get digital ownership of the actual players. And as these players progress into clubs and transfer in the rest of it, they can get a piece of the action. As far as the academies, we're going to have our own soccer clubs, our own training academies, our own football stadiums. enjoy the actual media rights, be involved in the sports sciences and the research and development. That is a very key part of choosing which athletes get to actually progress. Virtual reality and the metaverse and gaming and reality TV and your streaming media. All these things are all part, and they're all multi-billion-dollar industries in their own right. And you've got a chance to be a part of that. You may not be a billionaire to own a football club or a player or so forth, but now you've got opportunity to own a piece of it and reap the rewards. Now, a lot of people are concerned, well, what about the competition? Is anybody going to be able to copy this and devalue what we're putting our money into? Well, the International Online Copyright Office has issued a international copyright certificate, which means that nobody can copy this concept. They'd be in breach of a global copyright. They've also gave us a valuation before we've even gone live of the intellectual property worth over $1 billion. So we're starting out with a group of 240,000 plus people backing a project with actual protection for copyright and a valuation already over $1 billion. And we only went live 6 days ago. So blockchain sports is about decentralizing the funding for these clubs. Typically, billionaires and that own these clubs. And they're doing it for their own ego's sake. And that, yes, they might love the sport, but they're not really that invested in the individuals. But we as a community, we can raise up this young talent and give them a much better future and have a piece of that as well. And this blockchain ecosystem is going to allow us to actually partake in all the transactions, the players, all the sign-up fees, transfer fees, and everything that's involved, the media rights, etc. And we can be involved in the advancement of their careers from when they get signed on as a teenager all the way through their career. And the career of a soccer player can be 10, 15, 20 years. So there's a lot of income potential through the lifespan of these up-and-coming athletes. And of course, as far as the academies, the infrastructure, the training academies, the football stadiums, the physical infrastructure can be worth a lot of money. And we're going to be part owners of all of that. Now, even if you don't like football, even if you don't follow football, even if you don't care about football, you can't deny that there's 3 billion crazy fans out there in more than 150 countries actually supporting a $500 billion industry that you can be part of. Look at this from a personal point of view, from a commercial point of view, but also the fact that you can make a significant difference in the lives of these young players who often come from very poor conditions and very rough family backgrounds to become super successful athletes who can actually take care of their family and communities. So we've got the Atleta blockchain infrastructure, this blockchain ecosystem to allow all these digital assets to be taken care of. And we've got these nodes. The nodes are basically what prints the cryptocurrency into circulation. So we have a cryptocurrency token that has to be used by everyone who actually participates. So when player transfer fees, media rights, when fans are investing in players, all of those transactions have to involve our cryptocurrency. And the only ones that release that cryptocurrency into circulation are us, the foundational contributors to the project. And those tokens were listed on major exchanges that have real value. So you can either hold on to them, just like real estate or precious metals or anything else that has value, and wait for it to appreciate in value, or you can liquidate it along the way as far as a cash flow. It's up to you. So you get a chance to be part of that and have some digital ownership of this infrastructure and assets as well. Founding members, as I said, we're building the superhighway. We're actually putting the toll gates. That's what the nodes are. The nodes are actually like as far as the toll gates on the superhighway, and they're collecting all the fees as people go down the superhighway, from players to media companies to the fans to us, the individuals, and the general public at large. We're going to disrupt this entire industry, and there's massive interest from existing clubs, existing media companies, etc. Our goal in the next 6 months, this is a 6-month raising of funds. our goal is to achieve 500,000 people promoting this. We already have a base already of 240,000. So all that has to happen is each person tells one person over 6 months, and we've achieved our goal. So for you, you can be involved as part of this as a foundation member and get one of our founders packs we'll talk more about. And the advantage is you get to own these nodes. These nodes are like a printing press. They're like the printers of actually gold coins, taking gold powder, putting it into a coin and putting it into circulation where people can use it. And you're a brand partner. You get the advantage of not only benefiting from all these residual income streams, but also you can recommend this to other people and be rewarded for that as well. And I said, we're going to be responsible for putting into circulation this Atlas coin, this cryptocurrency that has to be used by everyone that's going to partake in this ecosystem. So this Atlas coin could be very, very valuable. We know we're seeing Bitcoin at the moment going very, very well in a very positive direction. But altcoins, alternative coins, we know they can do it 10 times in value, 100 times in value, even 1,000 times in value or more. We can't forecast any future prices. But when you've got a project that is backed by government, has copyright protection, has already 18 months and $30 million of development in it, has backing from dozens and dozens of iconic football legends. Some of the actual training infrastructure, the facilities are already being built right now. It's got media interest from actually large streaming media companies. That's already in place, and we're only gone live 6 days, and we're not officially going live to the public until September 1. So the potential for this cryptocurrency to increase in value is quite significant. So what are the project categories of these various founders packs? Well, everybody starts with the Academy pack. The Academy pack is 100 USDT, equal to $100 contribution to the actual Academy in Brazil. This is already being under development. It's, I said, with a school, football stadiums and training facilities, a world-class infrastructure to nurture young talent. And you get a chance to be part of that, to raise up these young kids and turn them into superstars. And then you can add to that one of our founders packs, starting as little as 500 USDT, all the way up to 100,000. And each of those comes with multiple benefits, which I'm going to explain. So you get 2 different types of rewards. There's what we call blockchain digital rewards, where we can have our digital tokens we mint, our nodes that we own validate transactions. No different to how Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, Google Pay, Apple Pay make their money. They make money from fees, and every time you make a payment with their payment system, you get paid. Well, our nodes are charging a fee to validate transactions in the ecosystem. As I said, fans and clubs and media companies and members all interact on this platform. You get fees from the data storage. Think about this. There's a massive amount of data being actually collected on all these players. Where's that going to go? It's got to be stored somewhere so it can be accessed by as far as the talent scouts, the clubs, the media companies, and they pay a fee to access that. And we're going to have that stored on our blockchain, so they've got to pay a fee for that. So we get to earn in that as well. On the real world side, we've got digital ownership of physical assets like football clubs and stadiums, et cetera, and medical sciences. Transfer fees. Transfer fees for a player or sign-up fees can be tens of millions of dollars, even hundreds of millions of dollars per transfer per player. Think about that. 40% of all of these real-world rewards are coming back to the owners of the Founders Pack. So we get revenue shares from football clubs, sports science, health technology, technology research and development, gaming platforms, reality shows, live events, sponsorships, transfer fees. This is billions and billions and billions of dollars, and 40% of all that revenue that we generate comes back to the founders members based on the size of the pack that you've got. And 10% goes through the referral program as well. So I said, the node is simply a way to put into circulation this token, which is crucial for everybody to engage. And it's also going to be validating transactions on the superhighway. So You can start off with 100. You get a little piece of real estate. In a sense, as far as the academy in Brazil, your $100 gives you an NFT, which is simply a digital asset, a digital ownership on the blockchain, where it's fully transparent, viewable online. So you know you definitely have that. And that can be sold later on. And it also gives you the rights to basically earn referral commissions on anybody that you personally refer to the program. If you upgrade and add the $500 option, where there's only 400,000 of these, there's a limited supply of all these foundation packs. It's not an unlimited supply. So it is definitely time sensitive. So what do you get for that? Well, you get all those initial benefits, and you get to mint. You get one node, and you get to mint into circulation these tokens. So you'll get to keep those. And for the first 18 months after this initial 6-month phase, the only tokens that are in the marketplace are the ones that have been minted by the Founders Pack owners. So if you or me or others in the community decide to get these Founders Packs, and we own the nodes, and after September 1, the retail market now says, well, I need to get access to these tokens in order to be involved. Well, guess what? The only way they can get them is from us. So there's a huge demand and a limited actual supply for the first 18 months, which is going to push the price up really well. And of course, you also get basic commission on sale of these digital assets in the ecosystem and any secondary sale. So if I want to sell my NFT to somebody else, and they sell it to somebody else, and they sell it to somebody else, every time that asset is sold, no different to owning a piece of the actual Mona Lisa, or a high-rise building, or a sports car, or whatever. These days we can change these assets into tokens, and NFT gives you digital ownership of that. You can upgrade to the $2,000 level, where you just pay the difference, and there's only 100,000 of these. And now you start to get a share of the football player contracts. So when a club signs up a new player, you get a part of that. And your node now, you got 4 of them, you start to make money from the validation of transactions. So you're like as far as the terminal, I'm on the, as far as the counter on the restaurant where I went to today for lunch, and I swiped my Visa card, and guess what? Somebody's making a fee for that. Visa was, the bank was, everyone's making a little bit. Well, our nodes are doing a similar thing. They're validating and getting a bit of fee revenue. And that can be worth billions of dollars. If you upgrade to the $8,000 pack, again, where you just pay the difference, there's 25,000 of these available. Well, now you're getting some royalties from our own franchise clubs. So we're going to have our own football clubs internationally around the world. So you get a part of the player contracts, the NFT marketplace, and the clubs. And in addition, the Blockchain Explorer transaction fees. Again, another revenue stream in this digital world. And you get 16 nodes. So you got more tokens. So you're actually owning more and more of these tokens that go into circulation. The $25,000 level, again, you upgrade to pay the difference. There's only 8,000 of this. Now you're getting a share of the royalties from the performance technology. Last week when I was in Dubai for the launch of this, we had a medical doctor who shared about this technology. And it's quite groundbreaking in the sense that they can now do all these brain scans and DNA tests, and et cetera. And they can determine whether a individual is prone to certain injuries. They can predict whether they actually need more sleep than somebody else. As far as recovery process, what's the best way to recover after a game? Excuse me. In fact, when they're choosing players now, they're not just looking at how many all the goals they scored. They're actually doing a deep dive into their DNA, their brainwave, and their medical background to determine whether they are a worthwhile investment. Because remember, they're paying tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions of dollars for these players. So medical science is a huge industry, and we're going to have one of the most advanced areas of sports science in this project that anybody's ever seen. And also all the wallet fees that as people move funds from their wallet in the system from wallet to wallet, again, another revenue source, you get a share of that. If you upgrade to the 50K level, where there's only 4,000 of these, we're also going to develop our own technology in the research and development. So again, to analyze these players, so when they can put these all these monitors on their legs and their arms and their head, and see how they run and how they kick the ball and all sorts of things, and they can actually enhance the skill, the performance, lessen the risk of injury. And this is, again, huge business, because if a player gets injured, that can potentially cost a club a lot of money. So if they can avoid injuries and help the actual recovery process, it can be a very good asset for a club. And again, we get to partake in another layer of digital rewards in the blockchain ecosystem. And we're getting royalties from the technology, including the virtual reality system, the AI systems, and a lot more. So artificial intelligence, virtual reality, the metaverse, all coming into this system as well. And of course, the top level is the $100,000 pack. And there's only 2,000 of these. And I found out today you can actually buy multiple of these. So basically what that means is if you're really well cashed up, you can actually buy more than one of these. But the 100,000 is the top level, and that gives you access to the gaming, the reality show, the live events, the sponsorships, and all the exchange. We're going to have our own decentralized cryptocurrency exchange, where you'll not only be able to exchange our own cryptocurrency, but many cryptocurrencies, and take fiat, dollars, euros, pounds into crypto and back out to fiat as well. And again, all these things generate revenue. So you have digital rewards on one side and IRL, in real life rewards, physical buildings, real players, media companies, real technology, football clubs, etc. So you can see here your different levels of membership. In the first column, the amount of nodes you get, all the digital rewards, and all the physical rewards. And again, all of that happens independent of you, whether you understand any of it or not. I don't understand how my car engine works. I don't understand how my smartphone works. I don't understand how 5G and Wi-Fi works, but I use it every day. I use my TV every day. I understand the technology behind it. You don't need to understand everything. Just like you drive your car without understanding what's under the bonnet. Once we understand the process, we can reap the rewards. So there's a couple of areas here from the referral side of things, because 40% of every founders pack, that 40% is shared back to the community, because this community wouldn't happen. We wouldn't reach our 500,000 founder member if people didn't tell other people. We're not advertising on TV. We're not running on online advertisements. Excuse me. We are basically people to people. So how about this? How would you like to get your founders pack outlay back, even if you upgraded to the $100,000 pack, to get that all back without touching all your other income streams? Here's how you do it. I'm going to show you how to do that very soon. You can get all of that back, all the way up to $100,000. You can be rewarded for up to 10 levels of referral. Now, that could be just you sharing with a few friends who tell a few friends, who tell a few friends, tell a few friends. That's how this happened. Over the last 34 years, I've been multiple times where I've told maybe 10, 20, 30 people and built actual communities of 100,000 people. And that can generate some significant income. And all I knew was 10 people, but they knew some people who knew some people. I just look for people who can recognize the value in this. And I want to help them enjoy the benefits. Because people ask me what I do, as I said, I'd tell them I look for cutting edge disruptive technologies, but I also build these communities of people who are like me. They want to take advantage of new technologies and capitalize. They're looking for passive residual income. They're looking for equity in public listings. They're looking for assets that can grow in value. And I get a lot of satisfaction from helping people go from A, where they are, where they don't really want to be, to B, where they'd much rather be in life. And that's a very rewarding and satisfying thing to do. And of course, all the unpaid commissions that typically flow up to the company owners, they're also shared back to us as well. And 10% of all of this revenue, all this digital revenue and all this IRL, the in real life rewards, come back through the pay plan as well. So how do you get involved? Well, firstly, you qualify for the rebate bonus. This is getting back your initial outlay. How do you do that? We're going to show you that in a minute. And then you unlock all the referral levels so you don't leave money on the table. When I get involved in an opportunity, and again, you can choose to be just passive, get a founder's pack, enjoy the passive rewards, do nothing more, or you can choose, like I did, to actively share this. So to get your money back, you just need to refer 2 people. Could be your grandmother and your niece. It could be 2 friends from work. It could be 2 strangers. It doesn't matter. As long as they've come in with a minimum of $500 each of a founder's pack, which they're going to benefit from, you will get back potentially all of your outlay. So if you might have started with 500 and upgraded to 100,000 by the end of the 6-month period, you can get all of that back with just 2 referrals. And of course, you want to help those people get their money back and help them get their money back. And so if everyone just helps each other just get their money back, you'll find your actual community will grow, grow, and grow. And that can be a very satisfying thing. As I said, all the unpaid bonuses get shared back amongst the community. So basically, as you develop your referral volume and your total organization grows in its amount of purchase power, you can get a share of that. And that can be worth thousands, tens of thousands, even more. I won't get into detail here, but effectively, to get paid on the maximum number of generations of referral, it's simply a matter of the amount of founders packs that are purchased by your personal referrals and also your total community, what they buy. And it's cumulative. So it's not what you do in a week or what you do in a month. It's basically what's actually accumulated during the lifespan of this 6-month project. Now, how do you get involved? Very simply, you'll need an app. You'll need a what is called a TronLink wallet. A TronLink wallet is just a digital wallet, just like your bank account. And you can have that on your phone or on your laptop or your desktop. The person who referred you can help you get that set up. And then you're going to make a payment for your founders pack with a cryptocurrency called USDT. 1 USDT is equal to $1. And you'll need some TRX, which is the gas to move that transaction. In other words, just like you want to get in your car and go from your home to the shops, you need some petrol in your car. In order to move this cryptocurrency from your wallet to another wallet to make payment, you need some gas. They can help you organize all that. Of course, if you do want to refer, you just simply hand somebody your referral URL and they go on, they get their minting, their founders pack, they're enjoying the rewards, and you get rewarded as well for that. So my question to you is, where are you at? I want to ask you a personal question, if you don't mind me asking. In the last 30 days, how many decisions did you make that were dictated by money? How many times did your children or your spouse have a conversation with you where the outcome of that conversation had money in the way? Well, the choices you've had to make in life are dictated by a lack of money. And there's no judgment on that because I understand that. I've been at situations in my life where I lost everything. I've been flat busted broke, but I also know what it's like to come back. You know, people have said to me many times, "Oh, Michael, money doesn't make you happy." And I said, "Yeah, but being broke makes me miserable. So don't give me that BS." That's somebody rationalizing their situation in life. Money gives you choices. Money allows you to make a difference in other people's lives when they need it. There's been times in my life where I just needed somebody to help me. I was in such a situation that I just needed somebody to come in and say, "Here, get yourself out of that situation." And I've been lucky to bless some other people in situations like that as well. You can't help anybody if you can't help yourself. So get your own situation sorted out, and then you can be beneficial to other people. And then you can be beneficial to the actual greater community around you and the world as a whole. How can you think about anybody else? How can you think about making a difference in the world if you're struggling to pay your bills? And again, that's not a big sales pitch. That's a reality because I've spent my last 34 years helping people change that reality and change my reality. And I get a lot of satisfaction from it because I see so many people today that are struggling in affluent countries, not in third world countries. People in the UK, in Europe, in Australia, in New Zealand, in Canada, in the US, struggling because of the rising costs of living, lack of increase in income, and just life not being as enjoyable as it used to be. So if you're tired of not having enough, then basically this could be your moment in time. So like I said at the very start, you weren't here by accident. You were here for a purpose. You get to decide. You can walk away today and think, thanks very much, Michael. I enjoyed the presentation, but it's not for me. And that's okay. That's quite okay. We're not here to convince you. But if you do like what you see and you want to get involved, get back to the person who invited you. Whether you get involved or not, thank the person who invited you, because they had the courage to at least invite you and they valued you enough to invite you. They're doing you a favor. You may not know it right now, but they're doing you a favor. But if you do want to get involved, don't overthink it. Don't get paralyzed trying to be over analytical, because this project is about the long-term future. Don't look at it like I'm going to put money in today and tomorrow I start reaping money left, right, and center. If you start referring people, you can see instant rewards. Remember, the big part of the digital platform doesn't go live until September. And a lot of those real world rewards are going to come from future projects. You are a venture capital person. Look at this as a venture capital opportunity where you get a chance to be in the early days of Uber, Airbnb, Spotify, Netflix. You didn't put money into Uber in the actual development phase expecting to reap the rewards the next day. Be realistic about your expectations, but understand the enormity of what's been created and what's on the table, because the enormity can actually change your life forever, where in 6 to 12 months, you can start to see your life change in a dramatic way. Now, if you get serious about the referral side in the meantime, and you say to yourself, look, you know what? There's a lot of people who would look at this and go, that makes sense. I want a piece of this. Then you can start making money now. And you can make enough in the referral side in the next 6 months to set you up to make some lifestyle changes, while you then have the turbocharge of all those passive digital rewards and the in real life rewards. So I want to thank you today. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to be with me today. I hope you enjoyed today, got a lot of value out of it. I look forward to sharing more information in the future. And on that note, I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of your day, and you can go to our Crowd Tycoons YouTube channel and get recordings of anything that we do with this project. So that's Crowd Tycoons on YouTube. There's a lot of valuable resources there. We make that available to everybody, regardless of who referred you. We believe that if we help everyone win, we all win. That's how we approach it. So on that note, have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. And I look forward to seeing you on the next Zoom. Thank you for your time today.